Rain hammered the asphalt outside Aurelia Industries, drumming like an impatient heartbeat against the city's glass towers. Liam Grant stood at the main gate, his uniform damp, his eyes heavy with exhaustion. Night shifts were the hardest, not because of the hours, but because every tick of the clock reminded him of the daughter waiting at home, asleep in a small apartment 2 bus rides away. He was a single dad, a man who had learned to smile even when life had kicked him hard. Every morning, he packed his little girl Emily's lunch, made her giggle with silly faces, and promised her that one day, things would be better even if he didn't quite believe it himself. That night, as the rain turned from drizzle to storm, headlights cut through the darkness. A black luxury sedan approached the gate, sleek, powerful, and impatient. Liam squinted against the glare. It was one of the company's executive cars, but the new security protocol was strict. Every vehicle had to stop, even the high-end ones. He raised his hand. "Please stop, sir. I need to see authorization." The driver rolled down his window, annoyance clear in his tone. "Are you serious? This is the CEO's vehicle." Liam's voice stayed calm. "I understand, sir. But no one gets through without clearance. It's the rule." The man scoffed, about to argue, but then the back window rolled down, and time itself seemed to pause. A woman's face appeared through the rain-streaked glass. Her features were sharp, elegant, unforgettable. Her hair, dark as midnight, framed eyes that once looked at him like he was her whole world. "Claire," he whispered, her eyes widened. "Liam?" It had been 10 years. 10 years since the woman he loved disappeared from his life, chasing her dreams abroad. 10 years since he'd buried every what-if. And now, she was here, sitting in the back of a car he'd just stopped at the gate of a company where she was now the CEO. The driver turned, confused. "You two know each other?" Neither answered. Rain fell harder, filling the silence. Claire's voice finally broke it, soft but firm. "It's fine, David. Let him do his job." Liam stepped aside, heart pounding, as the car rolled through. The gate closed behind her, but something inside him had opened. Memories, regrets, feelings he thought were gone. That night, he lay awake in his small apartment, staring at the ceiling. Emily murmured in her sleep, clutching the stuffed bear he'd bought from a street stall. He brushed her hair from her face and sighed. "You deserve more than this, kiddo," he whispered. "And maybe I do too." The next morning, an unexpected message appeared on the company's security system. "CEO requests to meet Liam Grant. Urgent." He went upstairs, confused, nervous. The executive floor was another world of quiet, scented with perfume and polished wood. And there she was. Claire Monroe. Her red dress caught the morning light, and her smile was both professional and trembling with something deeper. "I wanted to thank you," she said, walking closer. "For doing your job yesterday. Most people would have waved me through." He nodded stiffly. "Rules are rules, ma'am." She smiled faintly. Still the same Liam. Always by the book. He met her gaze for a second too long. "And you're still breaking them." They both laughed softly, awkwardly, like two people who had once shared everything and suddenly remembered how much they'd lost. She asked him about his life, and when he mentioned Emily, her eyes softened. "You're a father now." "Yeah," he said quietly. "She's my whole world." Days passed. Claire found excuses to see him: meetings, security reviews, casual conversations that stretched longer than they should. Beneath her composed exterior, there was guilt. Years ago, she'd chosen ambition over love, leaving Liam behind. She had built an empire but lost the one person who made her feel alive. If fate, however, wasn't done with them. One evening, as the company prepared for a major data transfer that would expose a rival's corruption, a power surge cut through the building. Then came the explosion. Liam was on patrol when the alarms blared. Panic rippled through the hallways, employees screaming, flames licking the lower floors. And in the middle of the chaos, he heard the one name that made his blood run cold: Claire's still inside. Without a second thought, he sprinted into the smoke-filled corridors. The heat seared his skin, debris rained down, but he kept moving. He found her trapped near the data wing, trying to pull a heavy drawer of files that had jammed shut. "Claire," he shouted, grabbing her arm. She coughed, tears streaking her face through soot. The evidence, we need you, he cut her off, yanking her back as an explosion roared behind them. He shielded her with his body, forcing a door open with his shoulder. The blast threw them forward, glass and fire flying past like a storm of knives. They hit the ground hard. She trembled in his arms, clutching his uniform as alarm screamed around them. You came back for me, she whispered. He looked at her, soot on his face, pain in his eyes. I never stopped. When firefighters finally dragged them out, Claire refused to let go of his hand. The news later called him a hero. The board offered him a promotion, head of security. But that wasn't what mattered. Days later, Claire came to his small apartment, standing awkwardly at the door. Emily peeked out from behind her father's leg, curious. Claire knelt down, smiling gently. Hi, sweetheart. Your dad's a very brave man. Emily grinned shyly. He says brave people don't cry. Claire looked up at Liam, eyes shining. He's wrong. Brave people cry when they have something worth fighting for. Liam smiled faintly. You think we do? She took his hand. I know we do. The city lights flickered outside as thunder rumbled in the distance, echoing the storm that had brought them back together. And in that quiet moment, surrounded by warmth and the soft laughter of a child, they both realized something. Sometimes love doesn't end. It just waits, patient and silent, for life to circle back. Liam had spent years guarding doors. But that night, for the first time, he opened one and walked into a future he thought he'd lost forever, because sometimes, when fate knocks again, it doesn't ask for permission. It simply says, this time, don't let go.